was always good at it. From probably like 8 till 10, I didn't really have that much interest in it, but I always just, just smashed it out. Always was pretty good at it. Always loved probably PE and other subjects more, but when I first did Maths in grade 11, I was pretty much forced to do it, and that was probably like one of the best things that really happened when teachers pushed me to do it. And I think that's where like more of an interest came with Maths. Like before, it was just like numbers and just being good with numbers, but then there's a lot more behind Maths, and I think that's where I started to really find some intrigue in it.
Up until senior, straight A maths student, and then hit Maths begin. It is full on hit, but still enjoyed it. Still, happy to work at it.
I haven't always enjoyed it. I've always been good at it. It probably wasn't until grade 11 when I started enjoying it more and thought that I could see myself doing this in the future. So yeah, I've always been good at it, but it's only the last probably 4 or 5 years that I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yes, loved math from day dot. Maybe grade 3, that's when it started getting better. But yeah, I've always been about math.
I did quite well in junior secondary in high school, like straight A's in senior. I did do Maths B and C, and I did get B's for both of them.
Because I liked maths, I always found it easy to sit down and spend a few hours trying to work out questions, even if I couldn't get them all the way out. I didn't mind that. It's like a puzzle kind of thing.
Maths is something you need to bounce ideas, especially when you get high. You have to bounce ideas off each other. You don't want to sit there for 4 hours stressing about one thing, and then if you can just talk to someone and then you get an idea and you just get it.
In my engineering maths subjects, I find that from grade 12 it built off straight away in semester 1, and then it just kept on building from there. So if you didn't have a good foundation of your maths starting uni, then you would probably fall behind after each semester. Well, the best thing about studying in general, I think, is the friends you make, and especially with maths. The maths can be tricky, so you really have to stick together in that tight study and friends group, and you literally pull each other through uni. So I think that's nice. Like, I'm still with the same group of people that I was first semester, first year.
Each year as we went on, like, you could just see the relevance to it more, and you had a good group of friends around you that were helping you through it. It just became more enjoyable to do. I've always kind of just been to learn maths, memorize as much as you can and then apply it, and then after the tests forget it. But now it's more like instilled in you, whereas you're not going to forget it. It's just a part of what you know now. Like different maths topics, you can see the connections between them, and it's not a matter of learning something once and then just tossing it aside.
Why do you love maths so much? Oh, it makes sense. And I think maths makes sense to me, and I know as soon as you have that aha moment where things click and they join together and they do make sense for yourself, that's when you'll start to like it. If you miss those things, you won't love it as much because it won't all make sense together. But as soon as everything does make sense, I think you'll start to love it a lot more.
You have to learn how to work with the university. It's very different to school. When I first did first year, it was just probably blew my mind how much work you had to do and how organised, and it's so self-reliant.
But I think the next biggest difference between high school and university is in university I've got such a strong group of friends who are really dedicated to being teachers as well, and they're really the only reason I'm still here, still doing teaching and still doing well.
I think a lot of kids struggle with maths, not so much the way to do it, but just understanding what they're actually doing. And so I think the best thing I've learned in the last couple of years at uni is just being able to explain it to them in a way that so they can understand what they're doing, not just, oh, we have to do this and that's the way it is. It's a good feeling when they actually do understand it a bit more, because then they show more of an interest in what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they see the point to it. If you're going to be a teacher, you need to be able to form relationships with teenagers, especially if you're going secondary. And you need to understand how they work and be able to have a joke and not be so serious all the time. And saying that, you've got to be able to teach well. So you can't just know what you're doing, you have to be able to explain it to other people. And you have to like sharing your knowledge. Like if you're someone who thinks, oh, I know this but I don't want to tell anyone else, well, you're not going to go too far. But if you enjoy sharing your knowledge and get a kick out of that, then that's good.
So teaching maths, you've got to know it inside out so that when kids ask a question, you know how to answer it.
When you're teaching it, it's a challenge in itself, because you need to be able to have a couple of different methods up your sleeve to target different students who might not understand it one way. Whereas when you're doing maths, you kind of just find one method that works for you and stick to that. Whereas teaching it, no, you have to be open to know there's a couple of different ways to do it and get good at each one.
The difference is basically when I was learning maths, and even when I was learning, the out there maths subjects in uni, it was about basically getting my head around the process, what I needed to do, and then applying that. It wasn't always about understanding it. Teaching maths, that's not a valid approach. You need to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it. You need to understand what's involved, how it relates to other things, because you need to be able to articulate those to the kids. You need to explain it to your students.
I think if you have a knack for kind of teaching, then it's definitely more fun, because you make it fun, especially in a high school setting. Kids, younger teenagers and even towards the seniors, they make just your time in the classroom so much fun.
I do love when teaching kids math, a little aha moment when it finally goes, so that's actually the same as this. Wow, that's why we've been learning them at the same time. That makes so much sense now. I think that's really awesome.
So I've always sort of got an enjoyment out of helping others succeed. Teaching, again, is the light bulb moments, basically, for me. You're sitting down there with a kid who either they don't enjoy the subject or they just don't enjoy school, and you find a way to engage them.
So I grew up in Atherton and went to high school there. I'd always wanted to be a teacher, all the way growing up. I went through, I'll teach daycare and then kindy and primary school, and then it wasn't until I was actually at university that I thought, I could probably give high school a go, and I thought what teaching areas would I have, and I always liked maths, so I picked maths.
Great.
So when I started my degree, I started in primary school teaching, and after my first year of uni I changed to secondary and chose maths as my senior teaching area. So at first I thought I'd be teaching primary school classes, probably earlier grades, which I still love them, and that would be interesting to go back in there maybe as a maths specialty area. But then when I changed to high school, that was really cool as well. I never thought I'd be teaching high school, but I really enjoyed the maths and I like high school kids as well.
Probably grade 8 and 9 at high school, I hated high school. If you'd asked me that I would have been a teacher back then, I would have laughed and said, there's no way I would be a teacher. And then grade 11 and 12, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even want to go to uni. And I think I applied for sports and events management and physio as my first two preferences, just in case I did go to uni. But I took 6 months off after school, and in that time I changed my preferences to education. And I had HPE teaching and maths teaching down, and I did the first year and a half of uni with that. And then I was convinced by 2 lecturers to swap them around and make maths maths like my major teaching area, which I'm really happy I did now. So that means I can pretty much teach all maths at school, not just maybe up to year 9 or 10. And yeah, I did it for like job security. You guaranteed a job basically if you're a high-level maths teacher. But now I can see myself enjoying teaching maths at schools rather than just teaching PE and doing a couple of maths classes.
I decided to be a maths teacher probably in year 11 and 12. I decided I wanted to be a teacher when I was in grade 3. As I went through my school, I was like, no, I want to teach year 4s now. Year 4's where it's at, yeah. Then I get to year 7, I think, nah, year 7, that's where all the business is, that's when it's really cool. And that kept happening until I got to high school, and I thought, no, I'd rather teach high school because that's where it's at. What I'm looking forward to most when I start teaching is that first paycheck. I've worked in hospitality for the last 6 years, and it's horrible. It's $350 a week and it kills me. And then teaching starting salary is just over $60,000. And you don't have to be good at maths to know that's more than $1,000 a week. Like, that's $1,000. I could buy so much pasta and rice with that. And I'm so grateful for having something that I can choose. Like, I want to go travel in Europe, so I can go be a teacher in England and then country hop during my holidays and over the weekends and stuff like that. So I'm really thankful for teaching and its diversity.
Thanks for watching our video. I hope it was very informative about what it takes to be a maths teacher. If you have any further questions, just email mathsed@jcu.edu.au.